Hello, this is Christina. Thank you for popping back or popping in if it's your first time, and welcome to my channel. This is one video that I wish I had to watch when I first was starting on all the sugar craft malarkey of mine, and it's going to be about the type of pastes that are commonly used in sugar craft. What are they good for, and what are they not so good for at all, and what could be used instead of them. So I really hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for watching. You might want to pause here to read the labels, but these pastes are what I found to be the most commonly used in sugarcraft, so these are the ones I'm going to cover. Okay, so the first one I'm going to discuss is modeling chocolate. There are many uses for it. The one I use it for, my use for it is to make figurines with it. It's cheaper and more readily available than professional figurine paste. So yeah, and it has this lovely elasticity and smooth finish to it, far beyond what a fondant would allow. So it's fantastic for figurines. There are disadvantages. It gets way too hot and floppy, so when you make legs or arms and things like that, it doesn't work very well. It's okay for sitting figures, but for standing it's just a lot harder. However, for faces and things like that, it's beautiful because it stays fresh for a long time. You can smoothen it up nicely. So yeah, fantastic. When modeling chocolate is dry, it's quite crumbly and it's actually quite weak and non-stretchy, which gives it certain limitations when making flowers. That said though, it is possible to make nice delicate petals with it. So it really is all about matching the right medium to the task at hand. I try to imitate making wide petals. It's just a no-go. So yeah, right paste for right purpose. So the second on the menu is gum paste. Gum paste is lovely. It's irreplaceable if you like making your flowers. You could have a homemade one or a bought one. I much prefer homemade one because it's just more efficient and nicer to work with. It's nice and stretchy. You can roll it really thin, which is brilliant for flowers. For figurines, it's a bit too bumpy for my liking, not really ideal, and it dries a bit too soon. Works okay with veiners too. You just need to press it in really hard, or choose more kind of pronounced grainy veiners. It comes up with realistic enough flowers across the range, and it's very fragile. So watch out for when everything is dry. Don't drop it. And now, of course, we have the undisputed king of sugarcraft and caking, fondant. Now, fondant is extremely versatile. You probably know as much about it as I do, or most of you do anyway, so I'm going to keep it short. But yeah, fondant is good for covering cakes, cupcakes, even making flowers. For cakes, as much as cupcakes, they just need to be quite basic and transported really well. So if you're a bit scared of gum paste, flour paste, then fondant is your friend. When fully dried, it's a little bit crumbly, great for cupcake decorations, really. Not much of a choking hazard. So these are just things I've done using fondant, yeah, generally great. One thing though, although it may seem like an obvious choice, I would try to avoid, if possible, using it for making little models, little figurines. It doesn't blend very well, it's a bit soft and it cracks easily, which would make a fantastic job into something that's actually not as presentable as could be. So these two pastes are very similar, they're not identical in consistency paste, so for that reason I'm kind of bunching them together. The Mexican paste, I must admit, it's not actually a real Mexican paste. I'm not sure what real Mexican paste is, it's a bit of a mystery. But I have been told that it's similar to Mexican paste in its purpose, and what it is, it's a mix of fondant and tylose powder. that makes this consistency that it's not quite as durable and crunchy as flour paste, but nice and well, as you can see, is just this nice delicate way that it folds around and responds to all the veiners, and it just makes really nice realistic looking flowers. Even as a beginner you would come up with a lovely result. The downside of it, of course, is that it's not as durable as gum paste, so you can't really transport it very well. It's very hard to wire it, although possible, and also it doesn't really keep for a long time and very responsive to humidity. So it's a good tool to have, not necessarily one that you would want to use all the time. And now we have 50% fondant, 50% gum paste, the famous 50-50. Very stretchy, very nice, very easy to work with. I mostly use it for little stripes on cakes. I use it for bars, for cages. I have a separate tutorial for that. I use it for all of those things that need not to slump on you quite so badly when making cakes as you just rolled it out, but need to firm up and hold its shape a little bit better. So yeah, the 50-50, very much recommended. It's a small but very useful tool. Okay, last but not least, it's Pastillage. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, although probably I'm not, so I do apologize if I'm not pronouncing it right. And basically it's similar to gum paste in what it does. It's good for stand-up toppers. It's good for some people use it for novelty shoes. Basically it's very strong and sturdy material, out of which you could shape or cut out things. It dries quicker and stays sturdier than gum paste. I mostly use it for stand-up numbers and sometimes initials, and some kind of a special effects, like you could make a bird cage with it, or this heart-shaped topper you could see in a minute. Once I got stuck because I was making a figurine for someone urgently, and I just didn't have enough time to dry the modeling chocolate out of which I was going to make it, and I was just panicking, and I tried Pastillage, and actually it worked for this and dried, and this character just stood how it should have stood on a cake, so it saved my day. So yeah, good for some special effects, and it has an untapped potential as far as I could see. Well, this is the end of this video too. It was one of my favorites, and I hope you found it useful too. I also hope you didn't get too confused with this transition of mine from Luke and Lucy's Cupcakes to Christina Wallace. I'm changing my website sometime after the season ends, and then I'm going to do a separate video on that. But this tutorial is as usual, and my YouTube channel, it's also as usual, so it's not going to stop running. So please subscribe, like, etc., and see you again soon.